We're at an EA station in Seabrook, New Hampshire at Walmart. And we have 4 stalls here. And I pulled in, this bolt is top charging at the 350. The second 350 I tried 4 times, both handles, it would not initiate. So I pulled over to this stall to do this, tried it one more time, and it did finally start. However, I'm only getting 165 kilowatt. And as you can see, my pack is plenty warm. We're heading up over 75 degrees now. We'll see if that goes up. It's not plowed at all here, even though the rest of the lot is. And I don't know, I should try the other stations. It wouldn't surprise me if they're broken. These are all ABB stations, which I find almost always unresponsive. I'll also note it is dead silent here right now, except for the wind. And that means there's no compressor running. We're not cooling the pack at all, even though we're charging at a decent rate. It should be over 200 right now. I don't know why we're not getting over 200. But as you can see, my pack temp just crossed 75. And so we'll see if that goes up over 200 when it goes up over 80. But the problem is they should be cooling already, because once that hits 122, the whole thing will fall off a cliff. I meant for that to be a rate your charge check-in, but I did log the data while charging, and it did turn out we did reach over 200 kilowatts as the pack warmed up a little bit. So what I've got here is a graph in SavvyCAN of green's pack voltage, red's pack current, and then the blue is minimum pack temperature, orange is max pack temp. And so most of what you're seeing here is this current here that I highlight. You can see me start charging. And we start at this 315 amps. We quickly ramp up to about 390 amps, and then it eventually allows 470 amps. And so as the voltage rises here, we do reach about 205 kilowatts right about here. And then you see it start dropping because the pack's getting warm, and then it falls off this cliff. And so this is the thing, as I noted, I was charging down here, and there was absolutely no cooling running at all. You can feel in the car, and you can hear very loudly whenever that AC compressor, and it gets really loud around here. And so if we just zoom in at time axis here. So this is when we were charging over 200 kilowatts, and max temp reached 46C, and then it dropped a little bit. We went down to 430 amps, and then right here we were about 40, just below 45. It dropped again, but this is the big thing. You got this cliff here. Right here you got this cliff, and we were right about 45, 50. So you see how that went to 49.50. So right about just before it hits 50C, it just drops the charging rate. We went all the way down to 150 amps. Now this is improved, the latest firmware. This used to happen even earlier, so I think they started a light cooling a little bit early, but they could still start much earlier. I understand a lot of people don't want to charge higher, get hotter than 50C. And by the way, the differential here, some people have argued this, like 50, 35. There's a 15 degree differential max to min. We can zoom in on this here if you just want to see the temperatures as they rise as we're charging. So you can see that differences change there. It's clearly not happy here. It's funny how you can see the cooling kick in, actually. Cooling kicks in here, the cold responds quickly. So that was right at 35 min, 47 max pack temp. And so it only slows it down, though. I mean, you can see the charging really has an effect on the temperature. So that's what's going on. And, this is too complicated for most people to understand while they're charging. And, we only have so much time. But these are the kind of things we look at.